Live, live, live. Hello. It's a beautiful day. It's May. I kind of don't know where this year is running to. 2020 didn't happen for a lot of us. So 2021 is also trying to just run away. It's so quick. How you doing? Tell me where you're joining from as usual. I like to be jealous about where people are. Hey, Saji. Long time no see. Hi, Neka. Just gonna pick on everyone. How are you guys doing? How is life and COVID or the pandemic treating or affecting you guys? Okay, I'm trying to invite my guest if I could find. I'm sure. Hello. Someone tell me something. What's happening? It's the weekend at least. Like weekends are always. Oh, okay. Tell me if you can hear me. Maybe we can start from there. Can you hear me? Because today I'm not using my mic. I decided to use my AirPods today. Okay. Just gonna try to find my guest. Okay, he's here. Him. Nee, can you see? I've sent you an invite to join. Not quite sure what's going on. Okay, Nee, can you let me know? Can you like wave or something so I know that you can hear me? Because I've invited you to join, so I'm not quite sure what's going on. Okay, maybe Nee, you can send me an invite to join because I'm trying to invite you, but I don't know what's going on. So send me an invite if you can hear me, and we'll see if that works. Okay, so you can hear me. Can you send me an invite to join the conversation? Technology. This week has actually been a really good week for me, just on another note. So, I've been on this weight loss journey since COVID hit, and I kind of gained like, I don't know, like 15 kilos in 6 months. And then this week, today actually, I hit one of my milestones, which was to lose 20 kilos. That's 44.66 pounds if you're a pounds person. But I finally hit my 20 kilo milestone today. So pretty exciting. So we'll just have to wait and see what my next milestone will be. I don't know. We just keep going. Nee, I don't know what's going on. I've tried to add you. You invited me, I accepted. I've invited you. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to send you a WhatsApp message. Well, it keeps saying that you declined Nee, so I don't know. Can you try inviting me? Technology is always so stressful. Jeez. It almost feels like you can't even depend on things to work. Finally. Hey Desho. Hey Nee. I can't hear you.
Finally,
Finally, I can hear you.
yeah,
I was you were singing to me this morning like don't worry, and all of a sudden I was worried. I was like, ah, I should have worried.
don't
So
worry.
don't worry. Okay, I'm not worried. Good. Well, thank you for being here, Nee, my amazing friend from forever. So we're
From
gonna
way
get started
back.
from way back when.
Oh yeah,
Okay, so we're gonna get
until you
started.
abandoned me in Nigeria, I ran to Canada. Well,
Let's
God did it.
God, let's
God
not
did
start
it.
to no, yeah, let's not go there. Let's not go there, basically. But thank you very much
There
for
is
joining
God.
us.
Oh.
Thank you for joining us this morning. So welcome everybody to iRise Conversations. Again, these are just open, honest conversations that we have. Most of the topics are based on my book. If you haven't bought my book, go get my book. Um, so these are just open conversations because at the end of the day we're all here to help each other be better in one way or the other. So it's hi Tutu, it's how can we help improve people's lives, and today's topic is something that's very passionate to me, which is leadership. So many people don't know that I actually teach leadership in a college here in Canada, and it's really one of my really favorite topics to teach, and I just love it because I think everybody needs leadership in their lives. You need to be a leader. You need to learn how to be a leader for you to be able to lead other people. But anyway, without getting too much into the topic, I'm going to hand over to my amazing, like I said, friend from way back when, Nee. Nee, welcome to iRise Conversations. So please briefly introduce yourself to us.
Okay, thank you. I'm not sure I've gotten your book yet, so you need to let me know how we can get it. Probably on this.
I take back what I said. A friend I used to know. We used to be friends. So far away. Okay, over
Anyway,
to
don't worry.
you.
I'll make sure I pick more than one copy. One copy when I get it. Anyway, my name is Nia Adeson, and I run a consulting firm in Nigeria, a management consulting firm in Nigeria, and then we're into publishing, coaching, recruitment, training, R&D, research and development, and we've done a lot. We've done a lot in our little Nigeria here. We've done a lot, and then I met Joan when on duty. I met her on duty when we were running stuff.
NYC, so NYC
She was
camp.
working for Etisalat then,
Yeah.
and I think I was working with Etisalat. So we met.
That wasn't when we met. We met at NYC camp.
Oh,
Yeah.
tell
Well,
me then. I didn't
well,
know that.
you were speaking at some. Oh, someone's lost audio. Whose audio? My audio or Nee's audio? Um, but you were speaking at an event at the NYC camp, and that's how we met.
Huh? You see? Anyway,
Yeah.
we met. We met, and then that's it about me.
Okay.
And I think more questions will bring out some other
Yeah.
things,
Yeah.
other areas of my life. And
Okay.
let's fire. Let's
Awesome.
go.
Okay, let's go. So, you've introduced yourself. You said, some of the things that you do, but I know that you do teach a lot on leadership. And from when I met you way back when, over 10 years ago, like, you now have like leadership academies, mastermind, you have everything surrounding leadership. Like, why leadership though? Why is leadership so important to you? And why do you really focus on teaching that to people, organizations, and all?
It's so simple. Everything rises and falls on leadership. You want to get anything moving? Anything, anybody, any organization, a nation, it all centers around leadership. You get leadership right, you get every other thing right. So
Hmm.
that's why when something is wrong or when you want to fix anything, you don't start laying off. the workers or the people who are in the middle or the down and the low level, people at the low level, you deal with the guy at the top. Once you fix the top, it's like fixing the head. Once you fix the head, then the body can know where to go. Once the head is faulty, then there is no direction. So leadership is everything. And
Okay.
I know that, and I'm sure you know that. I'm sure everybody on this call knows that. And then we know that, look, once we fix it, that's it. So leadership rises, everything rises and falls on leadership based on John Maxwell. And I think that's why we focus on it.
Okay.
And the few things that we've done for businesses in Nigeria here, I have some quality business guys in Nigeria. And what we're trying to do in helping them gain more visibility and more profitability is for them also to work with their leaders, work with the founders, and also work with their second level leadership. And then boom, before you know what's happening, everything, and we now look like magicians. That man, he came in 6 months, he just transformed this in less than 2 weeks, he just did this, he just did that. But it's just so simple. Just pick the leaders, transform them, change their orientation, give them a reason to think differently, and boom. Before you know what's happening, it affects the organization, and then you start seeing growth. And that's why they say little effort, more results. When you know what to target, and it's all about leadership. You target leadership, you get more results.
Okay, so that's pretty awesome, and it makes a lot of sense, because most times the problem and leaders. So I want to differentiate leaders from leadership now. So leaders, usually think the problem is at the bottom, but most times the problem is actually at the top. And like you said, once you fix the top, the rest of the
Yeah.
organization kind of just falls into place. So just differentiating between leaders and leadership now, because you're talking about, coaching leaders, so leadership teams within organizations who are your chief executives and all. What about the people at the bottom? Because I often hear that people say, "Oh no, leadership skills, I don't need it yet. I just started my career. I don't need leadership skills. Or I'm in mid-career. I don't really need leadership skills yet. I'm just okay being a manager." Do we have to wait till we're at that position, CIO or whatever, GM, to start learning leadership skills? Or is it something that people can start to learn as young as
Well,
teenagers?
well, if you wait to attain leadership, you will never attain leadership. You will never get there. Because for us to give you that opportunity, we must see your leadership potentials. Whatever you are, you must be exhibiting it. You must be showing some signs that you are worthy, worthy of being promoted to this path. Now, something happened to me in my own life when I was working as a pastor in a church. And then there was this get the job done attitude that I had. I mean, just get the job done, just get the job done. And I was really getting the job done. I was meeting my targets, I mean, back to back, even faster than every other person. But I wasn't given leadership roles. Now, that shows some potential leadership qualities, but it is not actually the main one. We'll talk more about that. But it's a different ballgame when you get the job done. And when you create the job to be done. I wasn't creating the job to be done. I was getting the job done. Now, getting the job done is a sign that you have leadership potentials. No doubt about that. But it's way bigger than that. It's deeper than that. You must also start thinking about what are the jobs to be done. Because I always tell people this also, they say, problem solver, solve a problem, you'll be rich, solve a problem, you'll be rich. Yeah, I believe so much in that. But bigger than that is not just solving a problem, but creating opportunities. Can you see where this industry will be going in 10, 20 years' time? Can you see it ahead? Can you start thinking ahead? Can you start taking us there through your discussions and everything? That is the new leadership that everybody should be looking at. Because when you look at your phone, I'm sure you have an iPhone there. You're in Canada. Yeah. No, we're Samsung.
No, please. There's iPhone and the rest. Sorry.
What else? Now, for people like Steve Jobs and all, they didn't solve a problem. They created opportunities.
Yeah.
Because you know what? We were still enjoying our phones. But they came and tell you there's iPhone 11 or iPhone 12, whatever it is. And the one that you had no problems.
Yeah.
So they were creating opportunity. And once you create opportunity, you maintain your leadership positioning. But that's not even the question. The question now is, let's even start with solving problems. Everybody who does not want to start thinking about leadership right now, that no, I'm okay where I am right now. The person is a liability. The person does not have an ownership mentality.
Yep.
And then once you don't have those things, you are actually an endangered species.
Oh my
You're
God.
endangered. Oh yeah, you are. In that place of work, you're endangered. They will just kick you out. And most of the time, it happens. Once you want to right size or left size or pink size, whatever it is they call it size, you're the one to get out. They get you out quickly. So everybody, whether you are at the base, the bottom, or the middle, you must start thinking leadership. Not just thinking it, you must start acting it. You must start doing things. You must start showing signs. Hope we'll get there to talk more about that. You show signs of it by being involved, by volunteering, by suggesting, by writing a whole lot of memos, trying to say, okay, can we do this better? I've thought about this differently. I've gone to this course for this course. They came up with this suggestion, and I thought about it that if we do this and we do that, we may get this. I mean, you have to be throwing up those suggestions. Now, let me warn you, when you throw up those suggestions, people definitely may not listen. The people at the top may not listen. But there will come a time when they will get into that bottleneck. And then somebody will now remember, wow, somebody suggested something. Can we call her? And then they call you, and there you are, and the opportunity has been presented. And then you give them the solution, so to say, and then who else will lead this department but you?
Exactly.
Then boom, it takes you into a different ball. But if you say, oh, no, I'm not, I don't want leadership, I don't want to think about it right now, you've actually typed your sack letter, it's just waiting for it to be signed.
Oh my God. Wow. So I really love the way you just explained that, because a lot of people are just stuck in that whole, I'm just here to do a job, I'll just wait and be told what to do. But we need to be growing. And like you said, if you're not growing, if you're not taking initiative, if you're not a visionary, you're not able to think long-term, big picture, you're a liability. And that's the truth. If you want to forge ahead, whatever it is you're doing in life, you need to start learning some of these leadership skills. So my next question is, what are these leadership skills? I know you mentioned some, visionary, being creative, speaking up, giving ideas, things like that. What are some of those skills? Because a lot of people don't get, I teach leadership, so I know when you say leadership, it just sounds so vague. So like, oh, what does it even mean? What are some of those skills, and you also mentioned, oh, maybe you went on a course and you learned something. What are some of those skills, leadership skills that people need to learn, and how can they start to pick up some of the skills?
Well, when we talk about leadership skills, you know that very well. You teach that it's enormous. It's everywhere. Do you want to start talking about analytical skills? You want to talk about people skills? You want to talk about communication skills? You want to talk about your decision-making skills and everything? It's just so big there. But the most important one, as far as I'm concerned, is your people skills. People skills. Now, I tell people this. Let me come from the perspective of business.
Mm-hmm.
People don't run successful businesses. People don't run successful businesses.
Mm-hmm.
It's systems that run successful businesses.
Mm-hmm.
People run the system that runs successful businesses. And the leader runs the people that runs the system that runs successful businesses. Yeah. So you can see the chain. Mm-hmm. And then everyone who wants to start developing any skills, the first thing you want to do is to make sure that you have that people skills, ability to relate with almost everybody. And one of my best definition of leadership, as far as I'm concerned, is ability to work with people that are better than you on a project and achieving that result. Some people can work with people, but not people who are better than them. And as soon
Yeah.
as long as you're working with people who are not better than you and you're the best person around the block, forget about it. You're not
Forget
going to
it. Yeah.
get you're not
You're
going to
not
get
growing.
beyond
Yeah.
you. Yeah. But leadership is that you can get better skills, more exposed people than you are, and then get them to do the work. So for me, I mean, the most important skills when it comes to leadership is the people skills. You
Mm-hmm.
must just know how to connect with people, not just intellectually, but emotionally also. You must have some. I mean, it's just right. I mean,
It's
just
very
that.
broad. Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you have all the other things about what's it called, analytical skills, and then knowing. Um, uh, well, basically three things. Let me just say some three things. In mastering leadership, you have to master self, you have to master relationship, and you have to master the business. Master yourself, master relationship, and master the business. So self-mastery, we can't go into that. That's serious because you can't lead me until you have led yourself. I won't even
Absolutely.
follow. I won't even follow you. If
Yeah.
I if I told you right now that I'm flying a jet to Canada, Toronto to pick you to Nigeria, the first question you will ask me is, Ani, when did you start flying? When did you have that flight? I said, no,
Yeah.
I'm not flying. I just bought it. I just want to risk it. You tell me, don't worry. I'm not going to Nigeria.
Hmm.
Why? Because I've not led myself. Do you understand? So you must lead yourself because it's in the results that you have achieved by leading yourself that people actually volunteer to connect with you and to go with you on that journey. So that's one. Self mastery. We can go deep down to that. Two, like I said, relationship mastery, which talk about your people skills.
Hmm.
Very important. People skills. How do you connect with people? How as a leader, you must be able to look at people that you're meeting for the first time and be able to say like 60% of the things that they could do or not do. I mean, you're just looking at them. If I say this, he won't react like this or she will react like that and everything. You know that, okay, I can't say this now right now. That's the strength of leadership, relationship mastery. And then the third one is business mastery. The business, whatever you're told to do, if I'm called to lead an IT firm right now, although I don't know how to spell IT, I will have to go start
It's
learning
just
how to spell
INT.
it. I mean, I'm now start going to learn how to spell it and then understanding the basics so that when someone is talking, I would know what an algorithm means, what Internet of Things means, and everything. You can't be a total novice because you have self mastery and you have relationship mastery, and then you just want to come and lead in a field that you don't even have any kind of knowledge at all. It's going to be difficult. Now, when you do these three things, then you master leadership. That's what we call leadership mastery because you have mastered self, you have mastered relationship, and you have mastered the business. So it's easy for you to go on. So I would say the most important skills
Yeah.
is relationship mastery and everything. There's a lot, you know that.
Well, but I
Is
kind of like the way. Yeah.
leadership in that your book? Is leadership in that book?
Yeah, a little bit. I talk about leadership in there a little
Oh yeah,
bit.
yeah. They should take the book, then they'll get more.
So, yeah. So I kind of like the way you just summarized it. So three different things you need to focus on: self mastery, which I'm a big fan of. Just like you said, if you don't know yourself, you can't lead anybody. You got to lead yourself first, and then relationship, which is very key, and then business mastery. Good. So I'm going to ask you the most controversial question. Someone asked me this maybe like 20 years ago: Are leaders born or are leaders made? My answer 20 years ago was leaders are born. But now my answer has changed. I know a lot of people are still stuck in that mindset of, I'm not a leader. Leaders are born, so it doesn't apply to me. In your opinion, do you believe that leaders are born or are leaders made?
Is Prince George the 6-year-old boy? Son, is he up to six right now? Son of Prince Williams.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is he a leader? Was he born a leader? He was actually born a king.
I mean, yeah, he was born a king. Yeah,
If he doesn't die, he's
born a
actually a
king.
king. Yeah, he's born. So I don't go into, there are two schools of thoughts and your thoughts. One says leaders are born, one is saying leaders are made. I'm from the third school of thought, which says leaders are born to be made.
Oh,
Simple.
wow.
You are leading, you're teaching leadership, am I right?
Yeah.
You were born.
We're all born,
And
yeah.
then you were made. So whether born or now Prince George was born, he's born, and then he had to be made. Do you understand? And then everybody, the making is more important, but everybody's born to be made. So I think that theory or that way of thinking, we should just put it aside. It's like one day, let us
And
deal with
you'll be
some
surprised. It
real
still comes
stuff.
up a lot. It still comes up a lot. Oh, I don't have this skill
It's
now.
just,
I
it's
wasn't
just
born
like
that way. Excuses.
nobody's born anyway. I think there's a trait. Let me try and remember now. There's a theory that they started in 1900. It's called leaders. The great.
The big man theory.
Yeah, the great man's
Yeah,
theory.
the
When they
great
say
man
leaders
theory.
are born, leaders
Yeah,
are born,
yeah,
and then that went on to 1945, and it now moved into the traits,
yeah. The
behavioral
traits. Yeah, behavioral
trait
traits. Yeah,
theory.
yeah.
Yeah, but then in the 1900 to 1945, you know what they were saying? You have to be, when you're tall, bullish, and then you
Yeah.
are outspoken. So they
Yep.
make you a leader. Was it U.S. Army? Then they make you a leader. But later they realized that this doesn't work. So they started looking at traits. And then after a while, I think traits even lasted for 20 years before they moved into situational leadership and all that. But look, the thing is this. It's just like asking a question, which one comes first? The egg or the chicken? Or the chicken or the egg?
Doesn't matter. We
The
just eat
most
egg and
important
chicken.
thing is that whether it's the chicken or the egg, they both came from inside each other. The chicken came from inside the egg, and the egg came from inside the chicken. It's an inside house thing. So being born or being made is more about inside house principle. You must just be able to train up yourself. And
Yeah.
there is a particular king in the Asian country. I was told that you have to be careful because there's a martial law there when you talk against him. And I think the king of is it Thailand? Yeah, the king of Thailand. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the guy had a lot of tattoo on his body. When his father died, they had to go get him. They have to go get him. He was living a very, very interesting life. And I think he's still the richest monarch right now in the world. I mean, he's practically worshipped. Now, he refused all the trainings that they would give him. He didn't want to do it. But he's the first son, he's the only son. So when the father died, they made him a king. So what do you say about that? He was not made. He refused to be made. He refused to be taught. And then he's leading a whole clan right now. They just have to get people there to be managing him and making sure that he's doing well. So everything here, it just boils down to the fact that, look, we are born to be made. Everybody must go learn how they can improve themselves and how they can be smart. We've mentioned three things. I will just reiterate that. Self-mastery, relationship mastery, and business mastery. So those are the things that you should look out for. Once you master those three things, forget about it. You move on. Now the first two is what you have with you all the time. Self-mastery, you improve on that on a daily basis. Your connection with people, you improve on that also on a daily basis. And then by the time you're now talking about the business mastery, it changes because this day you can be in a marketing company. You have to understand marketing, but the next day you're moved into oil and gas company to lead it. Then you have to understand that. Do you understand? So the business mastery changes every now and then. And for some of us who consult for corporate organization in different industry, you just have to bring in the cap. I mean, lately I was with some chemical making company. I mean, the FMCG or something they call them. I had to go and learn a little bit about that before I went into the meeting because they can't be talking about some things,
You're
giving
like,
me some language and I'm asking, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? What do
yeah,
you mean by that? I'll
yeah.
lose my rights to consult for them. I'll lose my rights to coach them. I must just be, at least the basics, I must understand it when I get on that table. No matter how much I've done to myself, no matter how much I've done with the relationship with the people, I must understand their language.
Hmm.
So I think that's it. Born, made, leaders are born to be made.
Okay, okay. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so thank you. Leaders are born to be made, get that. And, I like what you said about, knowing a bit about the business. It doesn't mean you have to know everything because people also have the perception that as a leader, you have to have all the answers. You don't, so
No,
it's just knowing how to manage people. It's all about people. For me, I think it's all about the relationship and having the right people to be able to speak when necessary. So anyway, so just talking about the way the world has changed with the pandemic and all, and we know what the future is looking like. A lot of the jobs, all those, a lot of those jobs are really going to go away. So in my mind, I feel like it's so key right now for people to start to pick up some of the skills that we've been talking about. To be able to pivot. Like you just said, today you can be with oil and gas, tomorrow it could be FMCG, tomorrow it could be finance, whatever it is. What is your take on some of those skills that people, and how can they start learning those skills, to be able to thrive in this new pandemic world that we're living in?
look, when the pandemic started, we all were confused. We all were confused. March last year, I just came in from Dubai back to Nigeria, and then we were all confused. We were locked up, and we didn't know what. And then they were telling us that is a new normal, a new normal, a new normal, a new normal, a new normal.
Mm-hmm.
And well, yeah, everybody started going, learning how to code. I even tried it once, and I don't even
No.
understand what it's all about. Some of us who were born into, some were born into the digital age. We were adopted into the digital
Yeah,
age. So
exactly.
we were adopted. So, I didn't even know what those coding stuff were about and everything. But one thing I realized is this, and I think it was also buttressed by this German news agency, Deutsche Welle. Uh, Looking at the number of billionaires that were recorded this year, 2021, they said the whole world had 489 billionaires.
Yeah. Million,
489. So
millionaires.
that's
Millionaires.
billionaires,
Oh,
billions,
billions. Wow.
billions. They said 489 all over the world. So that means that averagely you had one billionaire every 17 hours being added, somebody becoming a billionaire every 17 hours. Now, the catch here is this. The catch here is this. Out of all those billionaires, 489, it's only 40 of them that became billionaires because of COVID-related products or COVID-related anything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Okay.
those guys who created the vaccine, the couple that created the vaccine, I mean, you're selling nose mask or you're selling anything, the ventilators, only 40 of those people became billionaires. That is less than 10% of the people who became billionaires in 2021. So all the other people, the 90 plus percent people, actually were not doing anything new. They just taught their old dogs new tricks.
Mm.
So when you look at this, what you need to focus on right now are the three things that we mentioned.
Mm.
Self-mastery, your ability to think and break through things. I mean, break through difficulties.
Yeah.
And being agile, you teach agility a lot. You're a professional. Being agile, having that flexibility to be able to move and take opportunities, not being afraid. And you can achieve that if you don't have self-mastery. You can achieve that at all. And then relationship mastery also, because sometimes it is your quality of relationship that actually opens up ideas for you.
True.
Sometimes you don't even know what is happening. You get into some places and then there's a discussion going on, and then boom, a light bulb encounter happened. Wow. And then you're bold enough, you have that self-esteem, that self-confidence, and that courage to take those discussions to the next level. And then also, you also know your, what's it called? You also know your business. You know your business. What I told people now, what I told people then, and the people who are on my webinars, you don't need to know IT. You don't need to know about the Internet of Things. Just make sure at the highest level of decision making, there's somebody there who knows about IT. If IT has been reporting to somebody who reports to you, right now, IT does not report to somebody who reports to you. IT has got a table at the decision making, so that when we are making all our decisions, they will tell us whether it fits into the algorithm or no algorithm. And you realize I'm using the word algorithm. I got to know algorithm very well because of what happened in my organization. You know, whenever we talked about it, there was a guy in my organization then, he always say, you know, the algorithm. So when he says the algorithm, I was wondering, okay, what is this guy saying?
Yeah.
That's just it. You just have to make sure that all those systems. So for me, I've been shouting this because there's nothing new. The guys who are making the money, Elon Musk, who made the money from Tesla. Tesla was there before the pandemic. Apple was there before. Amazon was there before the pandemic and everything. New thing. No new thing. Just take your old dog and teach your old dog some new tricks. 90% of people who became millionaires this year did that because they understood the vital things, the most important thing, which are the leadership skills, mastering leadership, yourself, you master yourself, you master relationship, and then you master the business. You will always get it right. Even as an employee, that's what you do. You master yourself, master relationship. Look, the best guy does not get the best job, does not get promoted. Let us agree with that.
Yes.
It's the best guy with the best relationships.
Yes.
With the best relationship that gets into those positions. But definitely you must know the job. We can't say, okay, because everything is going to go IT right now, we now say marketers will not have anything to say, or human resources will not have anything to say. Everybody comes together to still work on something like that. So the most important skill is actually the leadership skill. Go for it. Go for it. Enroll in, you have a school, you teach it in Canada.
I teach it in a formal, I teach it in a formal college. So it's not my personal stuff. It's a formal college.
Okay, so you teach that one.
But you also do my leadership classes in Nigeria. So for people who are in Nigeria, you know, I'm sure they can reach out to you as well to start to really learn some of these leadership skills. You know, so I like the way I kind of explained it. You got to learn this stuff. Like, it is so key. It's so important. You know, it will help you accomplish a lot of your goals. People, you know, get stuck in, oh, I want to be the coder. I want to be so technical. Those people don't make it to the top. Let's just be honest. You know, so you have to be a thinker. You have to be innovative. You have to build solid relationships. Your name has to be able to come up at the table. When decisions are being made, you want your name to come up for the right reasons, though, not, that guy's a troublesome guy, we need to get rid of him. But you need to build those kind of relationships and make sure that you're bringing value to the organization. I'm just going to touch on something that you said, because you just said it in passing. Who are you hanging out with? Who are you surrounding yourself with? You know, you give an example where, you know, sometimes you're just in the company of people, some discussions come up, you know, light bulb moment, you know, hey, time to execute and all that. People undermine the value of your circle. Who are you hanging out with? If you hang out with people who are leaders, you will become a leader as well. But if you hang out with people who don't even want to think, who are just, the government is meant to do this, Nigeria is not good, where's our president, you know, constantly complaining and not trying to be part of the solution, then you become one of those. So I think that was really awesome. You know, who are you hanging out with? Very, very, very key. Nee, awesome. You're shy. You're not telling us about your products. What are some of the courses that you do? How can people learn from you? You're an expert. You're one of the biggest names in leadership in West Africa. How can they learn from you?
Well, I think one, probably they should get to my website and they will get a lot. I'm here to promote you, actually, not promote myself. But My website, niadesanya.com, niadesanya.com. If somebody who loves me on this platform, who knows me on this platform, follow me, can help me type that on the chat room, please. I can see some of my people here. Just quickly do that. If you don't mind. But if they don't, I will type it myself after a while. But we do a lot. We do a lot. I have some set of business guys that I work with. And although it's like the premium market, and we're trying to introduce a lot into the space that can accommodate everybody. Thank you so much. Somebody has helped me to type it.
Thank you, and someone else. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. So introduce for instance tonight, 7 p.m. That means in like 1 hour's time, 7 p.m. We'll be having Professor Patitomi on a Zoom meeting.
Oh, wow.
On a Zoom meeting. And what are we talking about? We're talking about national and business strategies and how do you corporate performance, superior corporate performance. And he just sent me slides. And I'm looking at the slide and wow, why did I make this free? Why did I make this free? This ought to, I mean, you're bringing a Professor Patitomi on the platform, and it was seriously looking forward to it. So we do that a lot. So people, when you get to my bio, you can get all the links and then join us 7 p.m. today, and then to be so. And from that point, I can tell you more about our product. I have a book in leadership, on leadership also. It's not here because I didn't plan to do some marketing. Let me just let me shout so that some people can hear me in the office if you don't mind. Let me just say this. Hey! Sorry for shouting.
No, that's okay.
Go to my bio. Can I have a book? All my books. Just give me all my books. So we can get that. I'm not sure whether it's on Amazon or something. I don't actually check all those things because I have competent people. Sorry, I have people who are more competent than
exactly.
So we have that. We have a leadership bootcamp that will come up in November. I don't know the date yet. November, 3 days: Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, that's that. We have NIA, this way, think tank for business. We have a community also that people come and we brainstorm together. But most importantly, what we do right now, we have 2 programs online. I mean, on social media. The first one every Thursday, 7 p.m. every Thursday. We call it Entreprenata. Entreprenata. Now, entrepreneur and Nata. Nata is the place of birth. So we're saying that once you join us in that program, we want to teach you on how to start and want to help you nurture your business. So all our topics there. The first one was how to start the real estate business. The second we had last Thursday was how do you start agro investment business. And then I think we're still contemplating on the topic for next week Thursday. But my people are telling me that they want to talk about how to start micro lending, a micro lending business. Okay. Now you can see that it's all about starting, entrepreneur. Yeah. So you have pre-nata, you have pre-nata, and you have post-nata. So we help you before you give birth to your entrepreneurial dream, and then we also help you after you've given birth. So it accommodates that. But every Saturday we have what we call keeping your business in business. The NIA edition of keeping your business in business webinar. That's what's going to happen tonight with Professor Patitomi. So people are already in business. Come around. When you come around, we'll teach you how you can sustain it. We started last week Saturday, and last week Saturday we're talking about successful failures. How do you learn from failure? Because we will all fail. If you don't fail, you cannot succeed. You cannot get to any point. You have to fail, but you must learn from that failure. But there are some things that you must have at the back of your mind or have ready for you to be able to pick lessons from your failures. And then we also did a case study on Nokia. Why did they fail? So we had all the discussion and forth and everything. And tonight, I think Professor Patitomi is going to have a case study on, is it MTN? I'll try and see if I can spy. I mean, a whole lot of them. And the program is more like a business school. Most programs are more like a business school, although short time that we have business school, we'll go deep and we'll ask questions, we'll roll it over. And then after I will come off that into a program offline. People who are in Canada, you have to join us still online. We go
We're happy
offline
to.
in Nigeria and everything.
Okay. Oh,
So,
nice.
and I have my book, The Leadership Quadrant.
Okay. Leadership
Leadership
quadrant.
Quadrant. Uh, I'm sure it should be on Amazon, but if not, you can still get us on what's it called? My bio, and then get
Okay.
a lot of things. Very
Okay.
good book, very good book with case studies, almost 13 case studies there also. And
Mm.
stop me, please, stop me so that I don't keep talking and talking.
No, this is
I
great
don't
because
want
people want to learn. So,
individual competitiveness. This is
mm,
what I share about now you can keep
oh,
winning, and you put yourself in that position where you're relevant. And this book, actually, what I thought here is not something that is theoretical because I used it. I used it to launch myself in my business. That in Nigeria right now, I'm not an easy pushover in my field. Not easy at all.
you
To be
never
modest
were,
in my
Nee. You
words.
never were.
Not an
Mm.
easy pushover. So this book, the formula here, fantastic. I call it an evergreen, the evergreen formula for peak performance. And then my fourth book, and I'm sure you have this, Joan,
I do
the
have
speaker.
it. Yes,
Yeah,
I have
the
the
speaker.
I have the audio as
Um,
well. Actually, I have the
uh-oh.
physical. I have the physical book and I have the
You
audio.
got all, baby. You got
Oh
all.
yeah.
So that's
Wow.
nice. And then we have a whole lot, but I want to do more of free online. And then guys, we just connect because I have a whole lot that we want to offer without necessarily putting money to it. We're putting up a studio. We're putting up a studio right now in my office. Um, we are spending close to 25,000 US dollars to put up that studio. I can't put up that studio and not plug it. I must plug
Yeah.
it. So I have to throw out a whole lot
Mm-hmm.
on my pages, a whole lot around. I mean, we're gonna have a school. I'm even trying to tell my guys, can we do a program for 1 month, from Monday to Thursday, Monday to Thursday, Monday to Thursday,
Wow.
4 weeks back to back. We're trying to crack that. We've not cracked that yet. So because I can't have a studio, I can't invest as much, and then I don't
I
use
not
it.
use
I
it.
have to
You gotta
use it.
use it.
So,
Maybe I'll fly down to Nigeria just to come and use your studio.
please come around.
Wow. Okay. So anyway, so guys, really, really connect with me. Go to his link on his bio, go to his website, and really tap into this because I'm telling you, the world, we're not going back to how we were. We're only moving forward, and you need to stay relevant. You have to have the right skills to make sure that, even if you want to work for somebody else, you're bringing value. You're always relevant, so you're able to grow and rise. Or if you're going to start your personal business, you know how to start the right way. So many people, I think it's like 70% of businesses still fail. Most times it's personal. It's not so much the business idea because other people are doing the same business idea and succeeding. So, like Lee said, self-mastery, so key. Pick up one of his programs, attend all the free stuff. There's so much free stuff out there. Do self-mastery. Get into personal relationships. We're not talking about personal relationships. We're talking about working with people, being able to engage people. And I love the way you put it, being able to work with people that are better than you. So key. One of the key leadership skills. And then business mastery. Whatever business you're going into, you got to be a master because no one's going to listen to you if you haven't shown that you've spent time to really learn the business and you can help them navigate and add value. So thank you so much, Nee. This was really, really awesome. No, so you're back to be my friend. So you haven't bought my book, but no problem. You're back to be my friend. I'm good with that for now. But thank you once again. And thank you guys for all the comments. But Sony, you've given us a hint into the future. So studio, what else is coming up? What else can we expect from you? Because when I met you 12 years ago to now, I don't even recognize you, even though you haven't changed because you don't age. But what else can we expect from you? What's coming up, in the next 1 to 2 years?
Sweetheart, I don't even know.
Oh, wow.
I'm telling you, I don't even know. The studio was not part of the plan 1 month ago.
Wow. Look at that.
It was not part of the plan 1 month ago.
Wow.
I saw a documentary on Nokia and I was asking myself, "Nee, what's happening here? You may be at the top right now. Nokia was Nokia had over 50% of the market share. You may be there. People may be praising you right now, telling you you are the next thing after God and everything. But in 5 years' time, what's going to happen to you? Then I realized that I'm strong when it comes to, I looked at my hardware and my software, because Nokia was very good when it comes to hardware, but software they were not. So I said, what's my hardware, what's my software? I realized I'm stronger when it comes to offline meetings. Offline meetings, not online meetings. I was stronger one-on-one than on using all those YouTubes and everything. That's why you see that my
Guy,
following
this is self-mastery as well. So this is how you master self. Okay, yeah.
So when I realized that, I said, no, I'm about to go extinct in the next 5, 6, 7 years. Probably in the next 1 month or 1 year or so. So I had to take that action immediately. And that's what agile means. You have to be agile and everything. I took that action immediately. Thank God we have enough to be able to run around and then put some things in place. So took the action, and then in 1 week, my guys were even surprised that we got the major thing. We had to order our LED screen. While we ordered that, we rented one. We got in all the lights, we got in all the cameras, we did everything. I mean, the studio is still looking. You guys can show up tonight. You see a little bit of it. But I don't even know what's going to happen in the next 1 week or 2 days or 3 days. I could just wake up and then boom, this is the next direction. That has been my way of doing things. I've been able to create a culture in my organization that my guys are not afraid to fail. We're not afraid to fail. We're not afraid to do something and miss it and then come back to it again. And look, the program tonight is called Keeping Your Business in Business. I started it 2012. My first meeting, it was a woeful failure. I kept it. Now it has resurrected from the dead. It came from the ICU, intensive care unit, and now it's living. And people are saying, wow, why did you come with the idea of keeping your business in business? I'm wondering, when you guys were around when I did it, but I don't even know. But one thing I know is that I am ready to take action, and I'm ready to fail, even if I miss it. And I'm ready to correct it immediately. That's what we talk about, what's it called, successful failures. Yeah, one of the things that also happened to me, why am I talking about myself? I need to be talking about you.
They see me every weekend, tired of me.
One of the things that happened, even this year, one of my most profitable ideas is my business think tank, the business think tank. I mean, it was not on the radar when 2019 started. It was not on the radar 2019, and then we kicked it off June 26th or 25th, 2019, and then boom!
Exploded.
It just exploded right in front of us. And then that right now, that's one of the reasons why we could just in 1 week spend close to $25,000 US on the studio. I mean, within 1 week, just imported all the things that you need to import, pay for this, pay for that, and then we're bringing everything in. I mean, it was not in the plan.
Yeah.
So I think one of the things that we need to do us a favor, please, Joan, do us a favor, do us a favor, do us a favor. You see this agile thing that you know, that you are a master at. Please, one day, organize a Zoom meeting. Let us come and then let us even get some little bit of this, because that's what actually makes anybody. In this time, pandemic was, I'm careful about my words right now. Pandemic was, now our numbers, the numbers we got during pandemic, are outrageous numbers. You know what I mean by outrageous number? You should have an idea what the numbers are. Because when I was working with this, you had the idea of what the kind of checks you guys were paying. I mean, what the numbers that we got right now, I mean, dwarfed that.
Wow.
Dwarfed it seriously.
Wow.
Now, why? Just being agile,
Hmm.
just being bold, crazy, courageous, and ready to fail attitude.
Mm.
And then one of the things that we did is that I don't seek for permission.
Hmm.
I don't
It's
seek
better.
for
It's better
permission.
to apologize than seek for permission.
Yeah.
Ask
Go
for
and make this
forgiveness.
mistake before you do this. Go and do that before. No, for me, no. Let me do it. When I do it, then we meet at the as we move on.
Okay, Demola, I
So
see you. We can do a session on Agile for sure.
please, please, all of you should hold John to that. He
We
should
can.
do
Well,
something.
I do Agile every day, so yeah, we could definitely do Agile for sure. Well, okay, so we do need to wrap this up, but you've just given us just a little bit of insight into the way you act, the way you behave, the way your life, the way you run your business. And I'm sure a lot of people are thinking, wow, 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 he's special. He learned this thing. These are skills that are learnable. You can learn to be courageous. Nobody was born courageous, just like leadership. You can learn these things. You can know how to know when to pivot, what opportunities are out there, who to surround yourself with. So I think these are all amazing leadership skills that we can really start tapping into. So please be on the Zoom call tonight with Professor Pat Utomi and connect with me as well. And let's build more leaders. Let's succeed in this life. We only have this one life, so let's make it count. And that's what these conversations are about. How can we help each other? What do we have inside of us that can help the next person, one person, two people, 10 people, whatever it is? Let's just keep working together and make life a little bit easier for each and every one of us. So thank you so much, Nee. Thank you, my dear friend.
Before we go, if you don't mind,
Sure.
let me say something about being special. Actually, everyone, look, check history, check people who are successful. They're actually special. But
Everyone is special.
you can also learn how to be special. Look, any field, football, tennis, um, finance, banking, and everything, they're just some special people. Hercules, special, special. There's just something special about them. So if we run away from if
Okay.
you run away from being special, you may actually reduce your productivity to some extent. You'll be working more with strength and more with your brain and not know that there's something special around that you can tap into. Now, at this point, if you don't mind, I would advise people to read a particular verse of the scripture, which is Genesis 27, verse 27. The story of Isaac and his son Jacob. And in Genesis 27, verse 27, he said, he smelled the sun and he said, you smell like the field the Lord has blessed. You smell like the field the Lord has blessed. You smell like the field the Lord has blessed. Many of us should realize that there's something about our smell that we carry. It's called an aura. It's called the magnetic field. It
Mm-hmm.
attracts favor and it repels things that are not supposed to be around you. That is being special. Because sometimes you look at somebody who is doing so well and then put the person side by side with you, you realize that the guy is not as hardworking as you are. Two, the guy is not as intelligent as you are. The guy is not this as you are and everything. I mean, all the boxes you can tick. The only box you may not be able to tick is the fact that he's loved. Is the fact that he is just there. Everybody wants to be around him.
Mm-hmm.
So those things are very, very, very important for us to know. You have to be special. Now, how do you must learn you must learn it. How do you become special? Sometimes you need to hang around somebody who is special.
Mm-hmm.
You hang around them, stay around them. Even if you have to, don't break the door. If you have to go out of your way to get into the room, wherever they are, you have to get in there.
Mm-hmm.
Once you're there, being special is not taught. Being special is caught. Being special rubs off on you. So when you are in that environment with this person and everything, you have to be very, very strong in observation. Observation, observation, observation. Before you know what's happening, you begin to pick some things that they are not saying. And you begin to pick some things that actually makes them different.
Mm-hmm.
John, Elon Musk is special. There are so many people that are more intelligent than he is,
Mhm.
but I know where he is right now. Amazon, Jeff, special. And
I
let, let
like the
me
way I'm like, you know, like, and
let,
it's fine.
let, let,
Everybody's unique. Like everybody has, you know, what something
yeah,
unique about them. So it's find yours, and you know, like Deshala was saying, you know, find what is unique about you, what is special about you, and harness that. Use it to create the kind of life that you want. You know, because if you keep looking at everybody else, oh, why am I not like him, or he's not, I'm not, he's less hardworking than I am, and he's successful. Your journeys are not the same. So look for what is special within
yeah.
you and use that to propel yourself forward.
And even try and be his friend or her friend.
And yeah,
Try and
yeah,
be his
exactly.
friend.
Who are you hanging out with? Honestly, like who are you
Yeah.
hanging out with? Hang out with the right person. You know, people are saying energy. Yes, be with the right people with the right energy, and your energy levels will be increased as well. Hang out with people with negative, draining energy. You just find out that when you're around them, you're tired, you're exhausted. It just drain you. Like, can I please go home already? Hang out with the right people. Okay, so we really have to wrap up now, Nee. Thank you so much. Thank you
Like I say,
everybody
I
for
have to come
joining.
back. I have to come back. I
You
have to
have
come
to
back
come
here.
back. Of course, you got to come back. Thank you so much, Nia. I really appreciate you. Thank you for being an amazing friend all these years. So thank you so much. Thank you for everyone who joined us. Don't miss it next week. Be here next week. We're going to be talking about getting clarity out of your chaotic life. So a lot of us live with a lot of clutter in our life, mentally and physically as well. So we're going to be talking about how you can achieve clarity. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for all your comments. Neil, I will talk to you soon. Enjoy the
And
rest of your weekend.
thank you for staying beautiful.
Oh, for you, just for you. All right. Thanks so much, guys. Enjoy your weekend. Bye.
Okay.